Good morning. Good morning. It was a rough one this morning. I really didn't want to get up, but it was like I didn't want to leave the people, leave y'all hanging today. I appreciate everybody that was on yesterday, so I wanted to come on. Let's get some pre-market levels in. Look at the market, see if we can get that $100 before lunch. So again, I'm a day trader, so I like to be on the 5 minute. Let me take this bar replay off. Let's grab our pre-market levels. So we're gonna open bearish. Let me add this level back. I don't have to add too much. It's a previous pre-market level. I know it because it's one of my dotted lines. I'll add this one in. So this is the gap down from pre-market. This is gonna be about the high. Got a little resistance there. So I just want to mark some of these levels so I can see where those supported areas are. So I grabbed pre-market high, pre-market low. This is another pre-market. This is a drop from the market open, so I want to mark it. Come back into regular hours and see where we're gonna open. Here's the gap down. All gaps must fill. See, we're gonna open at about 708. We can mark that level. And so at a high today, if we get buyers to come back in, 712 will be the area. You want to see if we can come up and test that high. If we can't, we'll be looking at coming back down, see if we can get a retest of the lower gap. Not going to stay on too long today because let me get the widget up. I remember Donovan. Well, if you missed it yesterday, you should go back and watch the replay from yesterday because Donovan and SkyZone are offering. Let me get the right link up. A free trading Zoom. If you didn't grab it, scan that QR code in the corner. You'll be able to hop on the Zoom, register, and hop on Zoom with Donovan and Sky. I did want to come on to do some pre-market data. See if we can grab a quick $100 or more. And I'm gonna head over into that Zoom. So if you didn't get registered, make sure you click that or scan that QR code. Get registered for the live trading. So we got 3 more minutes for the market opens. Again, I just take a quick look at my usual suspects, get these levels marked. So 70, 50, 70, 75, 7,100. I'm playing with these, but I'm gonna go back and just hit those coordinates, make those even. Again, if you haven't purchased the SPX replay, I go over why I'm marking these quarter increments, but this is where price action likes to retrace. So again, we're going to open down here somewhere. Let me look at and see if I have my converter on. So SPY is sitting at about 708. So XPX is going to open probably somewhere close to 7110. It was 7105, 7110. So that's 7100 will be in play for the put side, down to the gap to about 7082. To the upside, if we get a bounce, 7110, probably 71. 15 up to 71.26. So we got about 1 more minute. Market's going to open. SPX is going to be a nice smooth bounce. You could probably end in one candle if need be. But let's see how this opens up. What are you guys watching today? Let me know where you're checking in from and what are you watching? The SPX replay. I did a class in February going over how to trade SPX. A little bit of the morning strategy, but this is more of a power hour for people who just don't have time to trade. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll pop that widget up for you to be able to grab that SPX replay. Believe it's still 197, but YouTubers, yeah, I think y'all are getting $20 off, making it $177. And again, it's a play that sets up pretty much 80% of the time. So 4 days out of 5, you're gonna get this SPX setup. I break it down, tell you why it's so profitable. And again, you only need about 10 to 15 minutes in power hour, you're done for the day. I've seen trades go and pay for mortgages in the last few minutes of the market. So definitely check out that replay. And thank you so much for checking in, Jazzy. Y'all let me know where y'all are in from. It's early. I'm not a morning person. Y'all are going to have to give me some energy. Let me know where y'all are in from. So we're opening at 71.15. So put side, we're going to be looking at that 7,100. Those contracts are not going to be cheap, but let's get it. Let me actually make this 40 strikes. I don't have to go too far out. There we go. So 1,300, 1340. That is the target right here. See if we get a gap, if we kind of sell down to the top of that gap. Somebody asked me about my my order blocks. So let's put those on. Order blocks. When you're using it, you're able to see what those buy and sell orders are. I like the fair value gaps as well because we can see where buying and selling is sitting at. See those buyers? See that sell action? You can see if we want to be bullish, we want to see those buyers push through those sell order blocks. So sell order blocks and fair value gaps are super important to see where price is going to lead to. Let's let this 5 minute candle print. We don't have to be hasty, but that's the contract I'll be looking at. Oh, wow. Thank you. Absolutely. Also, when you grab that, if you grab today, again, if you grab that SPX replay, shoot me an email. Say, hey, Chaz, I bought it. I'll be able to see it, but it doesn't give me a trigger. Just shoot me an email. I'll have my email scrolling across the bottom in just a second, and just say, hey, Chaz, I bought it. Once you're done watching it and you do some trading, send me an email. I'll let you get the first 10 people that purchase today, you'll get a free trading session with me. We can trade it live together. Alabama, Detroit. See you over in the free Zoom. Absolutely. I'll be over in the free Zoom shortly. I just wanted to get y'all set up this morning. Get those links out. See if we can get some quick plays. Then we'll be inside that inside the free Zoom. If you didn't catch it yesterday, let me pop that up. For this week, Donovan and SkyZone are hosting a free Zoom, but you must register. Scan that QR code right there in the corner. Get registered. Meet me over in the Zoom. We will be over there. Already started now. They've probably been on about 3, maybe 10 minutes. So we'll be trading over there live. I just wanted to come on, not leave y'all hanging this morning. Because I know a lot of people are just used to me, but we're gonna go support and hang out with SkyZone and make some money over there. It's work smart, not harder. Thanks for the one-on-ones. Absolutely, absolutely. We're in here. What are y'all trading this morning? What are y'all looking at? Again, Monday mornings are usually an observation day. Can we catch some plays? We can, but we usually want to see what the sentiment is going to be. The the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if I say that thing right, but with them saying it was blocked, that had us bearish coming into the market. I'm sure a lot of people probably swung calls over the week, over the weekend, and they're negative. Will it? Will we stay down? Who knows? We want to watch and see what it plays out again. Mondays are good observation days. I did promise that I would go over some more of the earnings plays for this week. So I want to take a look at that as we let the market kind of settle out. So let's keep it running and let's take a look at Boeing. Boeing looking very bearish. I mean, we got those order blocks down here. We're going to have earnings. Let's go up on a higher time frame. It's a little 50-50 in here as far as going back up to 225, 230, and a lower zone to fill that gap down to 212. So we definitely want to check the contract prices and see if people are more in the which side they're leaning toward. Not a lot. I'm not seeing a confluence on either side, so we'll probably just watch Boeing. No need to touch and trade that. Texas, Boston Scientific, Texas Instrument are usually ones to look at as well. Let's look at AT&T. AT&T looks bullish up on the higher time frame. It's a slow mover, so you definitely want to buy some time. Don't get that weekly contract. Let's look at the monthly and see if we see something at 27 and 28 on the monthly contract. So we're gonna go May 15th, monthly call. They're sitting out there. We just want some more volume because that's going to keep us in a bit of a wide spread. Got a $10 spread. But if you're bullish on AT&T, stay close to the money, but get some time. You can even go the week out. Just don't get the weeklies over here. But nobody cares about this. There's not a lot of activity on the chain. Who else we got? The big boy, Tesla. I told everybody yesterday, if you don't have the capital to trade Tesla, trade TSLL. Overall, Tesla looks bullish. Let's look at 405s to 410s. And then we'll also take a look at TSLL and see how people are stacking up on the call side. Let's see. 410, even that 420, $67 is still not bad on a weekly. Oh no, I forget they got those dailies. I hate those things. Let's look at them. Let's go out a little bit more. It's okay. I probably still stick to like some monthly, and they may not be heavy over here until they report those earnings. Look at the midweek. Yeah, they're okay. There's the activity. That's where they're sitting. They're sitting on the 24th contracts. They're just gonna pay it day to day, but for safety, get the Friday contracts. That way you don't get theta crush. And if we're bullish on Tesla, you can go be bullish on TSLL. And again, if we're getting the weekly here, 14, 5, 15, doesn't have the volume I want, but the contracts are not super expensive if you want to get your feet wet over there with TSLL. If there's any tickers that you want me to take a look at, let me know. If there are any earnings plays you're thinking about, I'll also bring them up. Another silent sleeper, want to look at IWM. I'm sorry, IBM. And they're looking bullish as well. Once it gets over this level, get a move back to probably the 70s. Contract prices are going to probably be expensive. So no one may care to kind of get over here again. We can see open interest and volume, straight trash. All right, but we got Nokia. And I was about to skip Southwest. I definitely want to listen to Southwest earnings call. And I skated over how you could watch the earnings call. So let me show you guys. You just come to YouTube and go to Earn More. And great channel that shows all the previous earnings call. So if I put in here and I put love, it's going to show me, or probably Southwest, but we'll put love. It's going to show me Love or Southwest. Oh, they did Love stack. I actually want Love. There we go. So here's Q4 and Q3. So you can listen to the earnings call here, or you can type in Southwest earnings call, and it's going to take you. Most of the investor sites are going to have investor or IR in the beginning. So you want to go to the investor relations. You can register, and you can see here upcoming event 23rd financial result conference. Here are the financials, and you can see previous report 10Ks. Cheat code: go learn how to read a 10K. Study this. This is how you get those fundamentals and getting your fundamental side also with the technical to reading the charts. Those are super important. I don't plan to trade today, just watching. Nothing wrong with that. Am I live every morning? I'm not live every morning. Inside of Discord, we do have live trading daily. Hannah usually goes live trading every day inside of our Discord over Zoom and trades SPX. This week, we're going to have Donovan and Skyzone. I'm usually kind of in the background with clients one-on-one, so that takes up majority of my morning. The days that I don't have clients on, which I had a client cancel yesterday, that's when I have time to hop on YouTube and do the morning session or power hour. But I do want to get a schedule together where I can hop on here more often and live trade with you guys. But again, this week is going to be focused on Donovan and Sky Zone. So I'll be hanging out in the background and supporting and watching them. But yes, I trade daily. Let's go back over to SPX. Yeah, and this is the price target to the downside. That's 7,100. I don't think it's made any waves. I think we saw it at about 13. Yeah, it's already locked. Okay. Yeah, so we saw it at 13. It's already up 14. I think we saw it at 1320, 1370. So even if you're looking now, we're at 1510. Oh, sorry, that is not the strike. It was 7,100. So it's down $200. See if it'll break that level. Buyers are still coming in, and we can know that they're probably going to pop in here because we have buyers here on Friday. So this is why having the order blocks on and looking to the left is important, because price action is going to retrace what it's done previously, and being above the 7,100 is uncharted territory. Above 700 on SPY is new. We got to get comfortable knowing where investors and hedge funds and institutions are going to be willing to buy in this area. Oh, absolutely. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I had to wake it up. I did not want to get up. I stayed up way too late. Um, just scrolling and going over news and information. One big thing that I just saw, and I screenshotted to make a note about it. Uh, Let me kind of hint on this and where society is going, that we had to make a law to change it. But let me bring this up. Maryland, dynamic pricing. So here, Maryland passes the Protection for Predatory Pricing Act in April 2026 I can't speak this morning. Set to take effect October 1st, 2026, banning grocery stores and third-party delivery services from using surveillance pricing, individualizing AI-driven pricing, changing based on personal data. So a lot of people say, oh, this can't happen. This isn't going to happen. But we're having to put legislation in to ban um, companies from setting these prices. And what this does is, let's just say they can scan our economic data, like when you're walking through Sam's, and they can say, oh, well, this person is a high figure earner. They make $100K a year. Bread's not going to be $1.99 for them. It's going to be $2.50. Why is it $2.50? Because they feel that that person can afford it. But if they scan somebody else and they say, okay, this person makes $30,000 a year, we'll keep the bread at $1.99. You can't charge me a price based on how much I make. It should be available across the board. If you're going to charge me $2.50, it charges everybody $2.50. And it's crazy that as vast as these companies are growing, that they're doing this. So if you go in Walmart, if you think about it, just go flip some of the tags over for the clothing items in the store. Most of them don't have a price on it, but it does have a barcode. Then when you go to the aisles and look at the food, there's no more stickers. There's not a person going around changing the stickers overnight. They have the little electronic pricing tags on. That way they can change it. AI can ingest the data and they can see, okay, in a 5 or 10 mile radius, let us know how much the price of this item across the board. Ingest that data and see that they're pricing their item 20 cents lower or 10 cents. They can move their prices up and still not budge or affect the market because they're already going to be under what other competitors are doing. Is it wrong? No. Ethically, it's not legally wrong. Ethically, it could be because it's forcing higher prices um, on the consumer based on what other companies are using. They may cost them more to get the item so they can charge more, but Walmart can see those prices ingested and change it. What I don't want is to walk up and let's say I'm a trust fund baby with $1 million and I say, oh, my bread $5 and somebody else the bread is $2. So keep an eye on legislation in your state, in your area, dynamic pricing. Look this up, surveillance pricing. If you haven't watched, I think it's Justin Timberlake's as it time. Let me look at Justin Timberlake. Um, Time movie in time. If you've never watched this is no better time where your value was based on how much time you had. That was the currency. Getting. I'm not gonna give the movie away, but it's a good movie. This one is important where time gave you leverage. Watch this movie. You want another one? I've heard people say that they haven't watched this movie before. So when it comes to all these, people are going to have a robot and they're going to incorporate these robots, the robot dog and the robots in factories to do work. Before you think it's such a great thing, just put an eye on iRobot. My local Walmart have dynamic pricing. I've seen it change in real time. Yeah, I've taken pictures of it. It's not fair. It's not cool. And we want to definitely vote against that. That is very predatory. Um, I had one more. It's another time travel one. So we got iRobot, we got In Time with Justin Timberlake, and there's another one with um classism where you could get health care. Damn it, I'm gonna have to find that last movie. There's one more I wanted to point out to this robot or classism where if you don't have a certain amount of money or capital, you couldn't get health care. I gotta find the name of that one. Let's come back. SPX holding its own. Spies still in this area. Again, if we're not seeing any movement, you should not be placing any trade. We got the plane levels. We're going to add in VWAP. It should start to open up here soon. But I usually don't take a trade until 8:45, 9. And that's 9 Central, not Eastern. So you want to see a close above VWAP or a close below for some confluence. If I don't get it, there's no trade to be made. So right now, invalid. Closing on the line, invalid, wicking through the line, invalid, closing we're on the line. So until we see a candle close above or below, we are not taking a trade. Time is the most valuable thing. It's our life. It definitely is. And that is one of the reasons why I'm just blessed to not have punched the clock in about a year now. That time freedom, nothing could change that. I didn't see anything that I was doing in life or that I had learned that would give me this type of time freedom until I saw people trading online and kind of started stalking people on Facebook that were trading. The time freedom I have now, like I posted the other day, my clients know whatever the off days. My wife just got a new bid for her job. She still works. Um, and that works for our dynamics. But she was off on Sunday and Tuesday. So I was able to go in and change my schedule and tell people, hey, I don't do stuff on Tuesday. And people would know, oh, it's Tuesday. We know that's family day for you. But now it's Thursday and Friday. So what did I do Thursday and Friday? I took my wife to the doctor. We grabbed some cookies. We set out at the local spot because it was no, that was Friday for National Crawfish Day. Ate us some crawfish. Thursday we hung out as well. So again, I can make my schedule around what my family needs are. I can be at my daughter's school if they're having anything there. If they need anything, literally 15 minutes, I can just go slide some shoes on, go drive to the school. I don't have to ask somebody, hey, can somebody cover my shift? Or do I have PTO stocked up? I can still trade and still handle business. I can travel. I've traded and travel. I've literally gone on my anniversary trip in between layovers, grabbing $450 at the ATM and not even having to spend the money I was going to take with me to use. I used the money straight off the out the market, off the plane, and use that on my all-inclusive vacation. So trading affords you a lot of time freedom. All right, we're getting a little bit of movement. Look, so here we are. We have there's VWAP closing below. VWAP closing below. We have the target on SPX. All right, I forgot to send one of my clients a checklist. So I got to get that over. I trade VWAP a lot. And with one of my clients, well, probably three last week, we did a VWAP checklist. I had turned it into a PDF. I'm probably going to send that out to my subscribers, my email subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to my email list, you probably want to shoot me an email. Say, hey, Chaz, put me on your email list. I'm gonna drop. You see my email going across the top, so I don't know many of you guys' names. Some of you guys are new, so if you want to add to my email list, shoot me an email. Say, hey, Chaz, add me to your email list. Outside of that, I'll have a link or a sequence where you guys can grab that VWAP checklist and be able to utilize it. Absolutely. As a parent, for me as a parent and as a grandparent, being able to be visible. My grandparents, when I turned 18, my grandmother retired. My grandfather still can't remember if he'd already retired from the police force and then he was doing security, but my grandparents have always been visible in my life and supportive. And that was just a blessing. So again, once I graduated, they both just were like full time, like whatever it was, you were going to grandma and granddad. And they just had freedom. But before that, I run into Kroger. My grandmother worked in the cash office. So I'd be right there at the door or at the counter to see my grandma after school. My granddad, once he retired from the police department, he worked FedEx security. So my mom would literally drive me from one part of the city to the other part. Get to my grandparents' house and go to school over there. So I could go get picked up over there at a better school. And I'd get dropped off over there. He'd take me to breakfast. I remember going to Shoney's. I don't know if that shows my age, but in Memphis, we had a Shoney's. I would literally get dropped off at my grandparents' house and once a week or once every 2 weeks, we go eat breakfast at Shoney's. I have so many memories of experiences and things, even being with my great great grandmother. When she was still living, going down to the country, going to Mississippi, going to her house every Christmas, or seeing her after school. And most people just don't get to experience that. I knew my great grandmother very well. It was just a blessing to have that time when I was younger and to get it back now. I want time freedom. I really want just to go full force trading, giving myself a 1 to 2 years to learn, just like school. Absolutely. A lot of times we look at the stock market and we will give a university 4 years to fluff our life and give us some experiences they say I need. At the stage we're at now with so many advances, universities and even right now, high school is obsolete to me. If a parent decided to homeschool their kids, you don't need 12 years to get them educated. By the time a child turns, if you start teaching them at 5 or from birth to 12 years old, they'll know the things that they need. But the school has structured them to think that they need to learn and be spoon fed from 9 to 5 to get them structured to be a worker. But that's not it. I know parents that are teaching their kids 2 hours a day and they're way more technologically advanced and educated beyond those that send them to school. Now, I didn't homeschool either one of my bonus kids, but if I had the patience to do it, yeah, I would have. But my daughter's about to be a senior; she's gonna graduate. I didn't want any more kids. We don't have any more. But if another one came along, homeschooling would definitely be the key there, because you can vastly increase your knowledge base, and it won't take you 1 to 2 years. That learning curve, we're cutting that in half. Get with you a mentor, go through a program. We're cutting that, we're collapsing that time. We literally said that on live yesterday. Get when you get with a mentor, it took me a year. It did take me a year because I was still working full time. But having a mentor and going through a program, again, you could be trained up in 5 to 8 weeks with multiple different mentorships that we offer. Donovan and Sky, Kendra and Court, me one on one. You can master this. Absolutely. If you have the patience, do it. I mean, there's no better opportunity. You're able to curate what you need, their support, and depending on what state you're in and the condition, it could be free. It's Reese. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I was in the Saturday class where I always went back and watched the replays you seen. Absolutely. You got to get back on, Reese. You still in there. You just need to hit me up. Get back in. I got you, Reese. Look at that candle get above. Again, Monday's our observation. We did not get it close, so that made that invalid. So you want to look here. Let's talk about it. What's valid? A close below or above VWAP makes a situation valid. Not valid. Let's mark it off so you guys can really see it. Where are my X's at? There we go. Invalid. Let's duplicate that. Clone, 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 clone. Invalid. It wick through VWAP. Invalid. Under VWAP. Wick. Invalid on VWAP. So I'm showing you guys what's invalid, what's valid. Oh, I wasn't trying to turn that. Where's my next one? There it is. Because we can't see that one. Let me put it down here. See if I can grab this one. Those are invalid. Is this a candle we can enter? It is completely above VWAP. This is a valid candle. It is a valid entry candle. We can let it close. So again, to the upside, where's my quarter increment? 71.25. See if we get a little bit of pullback to the top. On SPY, we're going to be looking at, what happened? There is a gap. Where's the statement? I know I can go up on my chart and find the statement. Let's go up on a higher time frame so I can show y'all. Where is that? What did it say? Somebody drop this in the chat for me. All gaps must fill, when. Every time we got a gap, when those gaps gonna fill, we had a gap, and that thing is deciding to fill. Look at there. Gapped up, We retrace that gap. In order for us to stay bullish, we want to see a candle closing above that gap because you can see there's a lot of selling power right there. When we come up and retrace that gap down, everybody who had calls, they closed them at the open. And look, now just 30 minutes later, the retrace. Thank you so much for checking in. Absolutely. All gaps must fill. All gaps must fill. Question is just when. Remember that all gaps must fill. Now we may see some pullback. Came up, tested that gap because I think people, unless we got any news, Shah of Hormuz update. Okay, 20 minutes ago, Iran war live update. Tehran sends mixed signals on talks after U.S. seizure. Iran vows retaliation after U.S. seizure ship. It says no decision. Risk of Iran war reigniting as Trump renews threats. All right. No plan to attack to attend peace talks. So again, they're gonna say it again. Trump talking to himself. So make sure you're paying attention to news because those things are gonna have an effect on the markets drastically this week. See some call signals going out. Let me go back to the charts. They pumped up. This is quick hand scalping because you would have wanted to wait for this candle to completely close, get in here and get out on that wick. Everybody don't have fast hands like that. And again, I like to wait for the nicer move. So again, we had retracement coming back down. But again, it's not a time to take a put just yet because why? We have not seen a complete close back to VWAP or a test of VWAP. So when we see that, that was the bullish candle if you were in the SPX quick play, but we still not valid. Again, I haven't touched anything as of yet. Too much indecisiveness, too much going on. Have any of y'all taken a trade yet? If you were quick on your feet on SPX, good, but yeah, I'm not seeing it yet, and my sentiment and bias is a little bit bearish, so I want an opportunity for that bearish setup. Coming back down again. Let it test the top of VWAP. I always look for my setup. I play my own game. I trade the way I trade. I look for, confluence, 1, 2 setups I follow. If it doesn't follow the setup, I don't enter to trade. We just wait. And it's just chop chop. Again, if you got a strong scalp right here, that was a good move and you're done for the day. But you can see those buyers again. Somebody asked about order blocks. You can see those buyers sitting right there, and they're gonna have to push through that zone before you can trade. That's my fair value gap. See that? We see where the sellers and buyers are, so you don't get freaked out when something doesn't go your way because you can see where sellers are getting in. And yes, no, I don't trade with a lot of indicators. You can see what I have on and what I don't. Volume at the bottom, gap so I can see them. ATR right here so I can watch price action. VWAP for value gaps this year. The strat so I can see the higher time frame. But I don't keep a lot of these on. These are mostly you see they're blinded. These are things that most of my clients want to utilize. I think I had office hours on Friday or Saturday, and they were asking about the cross or using the 13 and 48. So I looked at it, but I'm not using a ton of indicators. Looks like buyers are holding up here. We're above VWAP. Here's our standard deviation one. We're wicking up to standard deviation two, and there's standard deviation three. You can see we were having rejection from buyers being willing to buy at standard deviation three. Are y'all still observing? Did anybody jump in and take a quick scalp? Y'all let me know what y'all doing. Y'all can't be quiet this early in the morning because I'm gonna be back in the bed chilling. Even though I did say I was gonna get up and give me some steps in, but your girl is sleepy. Yeah, I made the post up last night. Was yeah, it's just impromptu, but make sure y'all grab again. West, scan that QR code up in the top left for the free week, and we're gonna be hopping on Zoom here shortly. I went over Intel yesterday. Yeah, so again, you see markets pulling down. We rejected upper band too. My SoFi looking beautiful. I'm up like 48% on my shares. Down slightly on Bull, but I'm gonna get back into Bull as well. Look at that. Came down, test VWAP, and what? Popped back up. Don't get trapped in these trades. And so I'm in limbo. It's going back down. I hesitated. Nothing wrong with that because what? We don't have a confirmation. Hesitation. When you pull out, when you get in your car and you're ready to go turn off to the main road out of your neighborhood, you look both ways. There's nothing wrong with hesitation. Because if you look both ways and there's still cars coming, we need to wait to enter the road. So nothing wrong with bracing before getting that trade. I'm just watching you. I'm actually in timeout because of how I traded last week. Nothing wrong with being in timeout. I did take a paper scalp on those two blue candles. Not bad. What percent did you get? I don't know what percent did you get on that scalp. Look at all those buyers pop back in. They brought price action all the way down to standard deviation one below and then bought it right back up. If that ain't a setup, I don't know what is. That was a trap. Over as high as 53%, but closed out at 40%. Not bad. That is a good yard or my internet. Okay, we're back. We're back. Make sure you guys, I left it up in the corner. Make sure you guys are registered for free trading. That's where I'm not going to, I may come back. I don't have a client in the with Donovan and Sky Zone. So again, I'm not taking any puts until we can get below VWAP. It is looking bearish, but buyers are still stepping in. And we could chop. Like people think we have to go up, we have to go down. We could still be choppy. No, the market makers has the market moving sideways. You know they don't want nobody to win. But I watched a clip that said he like that. Let me see if I can find the clip. There's a clip. Where is I can find this clip? Maybe it's on Facebook. Maybe somebody posted it. I think Atlas posted it. It's hard trying to find these videos. Um, Shoot. And I know I saw it and I clicked off of it and I didn't say that joint. Okay, I found his page. Didn't know he, so I didn't know he had a page. Let me see. So it's the Einstein of Wall Street, Peter Tuchman, and he had a clip. Let me see if it's in his story. Nope, no story. He had a clip saying the market makers were fake. They're a field. He was on some podcast. I gotta find that clip again because he said the market makers are not real. Newbie traders, all saying the market are controlled by some figment market maker or something like that. I gotta find that clip again. If y'all find that clip, somebody send it to me. It's the Einstein podcast or if somebody finds that, send me that clip. I've been just saying, look at the drop. I've been just saying, and so far I bought shares and played a few contracts. Good job. Seems like the administration is doing a lot of insider trading. You already know they are. The markets ain't for us to make the money. We just want to get some of the breadcrumbs that they leave, but this is all a game for them to get rich. All right. Look at those buyers stepping in right at the same place to see if this next candle breaks below that VWAP and close. We can see on the higher time frames a little more bearish. Lower time frame on the 5, bullish. They're holding VWAP. VWAP is very strong. I've been looking at a lot of semiconductor companies building up positions. I like it. Still trying to hold VWAP up. You break that VWAP, we can see another push down. But again, we'll stay on a few more minutes and then we're going to hop over. Make sure you grab that Q. Um, um, the so we're definitely going to hop. Like I said, we'll give this about 10 more minutes or so, and then we're going to head over to that the free. If you want to catch us, we're going to be over. A whole team is going to be over there. Gotta make sure I got my link. Sheesh. All right, I got my link. So again, we got about 8 more minutes. If anybody got questions, stickers you want me to look at, I'll take a look. Let me get back over to as this plays out. Who else do we have? We had Southwest. Let's go to Nokia. And this is a slow mover, but fairly bullish. Yeah, it's gonna hit some resistance back there at that 1060 again. Let's see if the markets are giving um, more calls. Yeah, right at the money at 11. A lot of call action right there. Let's look at Intel. I think we said we wanted some pullback on Intel. Yeah, that was nice. Right back to a pre-market pullback right there. Intel could get another bounce if we close below this area. If it gives up 66, 65, 50, we can have some bearish pullback. But it's been on a nice uptrend. And let's check the chain. What did it say? What did it say? Intel. Yeah, INTC. Yeah, Intel calls if it can hold some of those levels. Who else we got for this week? Procter and Gamble. We got UNH. Let's see how UNH is playing out. But let's look at Procter and Gamble, and we're gonna call it a day. PG. Procter and Gamble was bearish. If we can push up through these buyers, it's got a little bit of a move up. Let's see if anybody is watching them and getting into calls. Nobody cares. No volume, no open interest. Let's go out a little bit. See if they're buying more time. Nothing. Nothing on Procter and Gamble. So check me back tonight. I'll probably do another one tonight because we got way more next week that we can start setting up this week for. So again, Verizon, Robinhood, Visa, Bloom Energy, Coca-Cola, Enphase, SoFi, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Humana, Chipotle, Meta, Apple, Wayfair. We can take a look at Valero. Probably want to trade it. Exxon, we can trade it. Moderna, trade it. Palantir. The heavy hitters are coming up: AMD, Shopify, PayPal, Walt Disney, Fastly, Uber, HUD, Dutch Bros, Snap, Affirm, Coinbase. One of my clients put Open Door on my radar. What's this? Open Flare, McKesson. We'll look at Wendy's. We want traded. Home Depot, Nvidia, TJ Maxx, Walmart, John Deere. Like the rest of this month is going to be phenomenal. So we want to run through it, look at the chart, kind of get some sentiment, see if the chains are setting up for nice moves because we can see the rest of the month. Over the next 30 days, what options are coming out. What earnings are happening. So we want to take a look at that. I want to take a deep dive on those charts, look at some contracts, see if we can get some positions. I already put SoFi on my radar. I showed that yesterday. The SoFi May 15th, $20 strike. That OI is crazy work. So keep that strike on your radar. Henry, thank you for checking in. Western Union, okay. Oh no, let me do Western Union. How do you screenshot the link on the corner right? So just open your camera and hover your camera over that QR code and it'll show you the website. Let me drop the link if you're not able to get that QR code. See if I can edit it and just drop it for you guys. See. There we go. I'll drop it in the chat for you. There you go. So if you can't scan the screenshot, there is the link. Oh, we said Western Union. Let me go get Western Union. Oh, Western Union looks bullish. Looks like it's making that B recovery. This was a slow mover. Look at that ATR. Definitely want to buy some time on this. So definitely get the monthly contract if you're bullish. So probably the monthly for $10. Well, my bad, guys. There we go. So these weeklies, they're going to be affordable and people are out here, but this thing just does not move. Oh, it only has the monthly. So yeah, you're only going to be able to grab that. Just get, if you're bullish on it, just get that $10 for May or June for safety, but it's a slow mover. I really wouldn't touch it. SPY is still holding up. SPY still holding up VWAP. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for checking in. Jake's Repair. Again, we're gonna head over to got 2 more minutes. We're gonna head over to the Zoom with Donovan and SkyZone. Make sure you grab that link. Doing free trading all week. Free live trading all this week over Zoom. Make sure you're registered and tapping in. But we haven't quite got that $100. We did see some plays and got some percentages, but market's still playing out. We're gonna head over and trade with SkyZone and Donovan. So definitely check back with me tonight. I'm going to go through the rest of the tickers, slow it down with the charts on some of the swing plays we can get set up with for earnings in the upcoming weeks. I appreciate y'all. If y'all got questions, make sure you're hitting up the post wall. You can ask questions, share charts and information on the wall. This is another community here, and this is our free side of the community where you can get a little piece of action with all of the analysts before tapping into the Discord. So definitely check out the video from yesterday. We had majority of the analysts on. We were missing Chardell, Hannah, and Ronan, but I'll make it a point to try to get them on in the next coming weeks. Oh, in Top Hat. So again, there was me, Donovan, Sky's on, Sky, Kendra, and Court on. So that was 6 of us on yesterday, and we were missing about 3 or 4 of our other analysts, which was Ronan, Chardell, and Top Hat. So we had and Pastor. Pastor wasn't on; he was in the chat. So we had Pastor on, long term trader, our psychologist, and your mentor in there. So it's about 9 of us that you're getting access to inside of the Discord. We do still have the anniversary of Kendra being with the mogul for a year. So we have 50% off the monthly plan. So if you need that, check the informational link above. 50% off with the code challenge. Sign up. We'll see you guys over there. So I appreciate y'all. I'm still looking bearish for these puts. Probably keeping this tight to a 707. Yeah, 709, 708, 707. Bottom of that last band. But let's head on over to the Zoom. And I appreciate y'all. I want to leave y'all with, let's see. The trading provides you time freedom. If this is what you want, use your 9 to 5 to fund your 5 to 9. So definitely put in the work, study, reach out if you need help. Have a blessed day.